friends, welcome back. In this video, I'd like to do one machine on the Vulnhub, which is Doli 1. The link will be added into the description section below so that you can download and play the machine if you want. This machine is very hard. In most of the time, you will get lost a bit. And also here, you can take a look at the description. I think from the description, we can know that this machine has a lot to do with the ERP or CRM software. Before we go ahead, if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like below. You're greatly appreciated. So now we can get started. We can switch into the Kali Linux VM. And the first is to discover the IP address of the target. The utility I'd like to use, as always, would be netdiscover. Netdiscover. And the interface, the network range, press enter. If you like a challenge, I think this machine is for you. As you can see, the IP address of target could be identified as 160. And then what we are going to do next, we need to do the port scanning with a map. To save time, I've already done that earlier. So for now, we just get out the result. As you can see over here, I use the options, the scene scan, the version scan, the default script scan, and followed by the -p- to do the comprehensive scan, or for range port scan. And last option for all is ON, output the result into this file. So from the map scanning, we can tell that the target has two open ports. The first one is 22, which is running SSH service and also the version information. I don't think we can find any vulnerability with respect to this service, this version of OpenSSH. The next or the last open port number is 80, which is running HTTP service and also the version information. So I think from the default script scanning with the HTTP service, the result is a bit weird because the map can determine its version is injects, even give us the exact figure number or version number. However, from the title, we can tell that this should be the Apache 2. Anyway, now we need to do the manual enumeration with the HTTP service. So pull up the browser and put the IP address of the target into the address bar. So we got the page back, Ubuntu. As always, we need to check the source code of this page. Sometimes source code can reveal something important. Of course, this is not the case for this machine. So now we need to check whether this site has a robots file. Not found. And here give us the banner information, the version information, although this information can be configured by the administrator. So we cannot, guarantee 100% this version about the version. So next we can use Nicto to do the automatic enumeration. Press enter. Nicto, I always use the Nicto to do the automatic enumeration because it can give us rich information about the web application. For example, like version information, the header information. Also sometimes can give us the exploit for this web application software. But this case, nothing like that we can get. Next, we can use GoBuster to do the directory enumeration. We can put the IP address of the target. And as always, I'd like to use GoBuster as my word list to brute force HTML Let's press enter. Of course, GoBuster cannot discover anything else beyond this default page, default index.html document or page. I do not want to wait. So I think this is the first difficulty. Actually, we need to configure this machine to access this machine via domain name rather than IP address. Of course, from my point of view, this information should be left by the author. Otherwise, we cannot go further. Okay? So now we can echo IP address of the target and Doli THM, and we can sudo. Of course, you can use the editor to do this. As you can see, now we can access the domain name rather than IP address, Doli THM. However, we get the same page. So next, sorry about this. Excuse me. Next, I think we need to fuzz the subdomain, and the utility I'd like to use wfuzz. So we can use fuzz the -c color output, and use the option of U to specify the URL of the target, Doli THM, and we need to specify if you want to enumerate subdomain, always the command like this. We need to specify the host field of the request header, fuzz Doli THM, and we need to specify the word list. Discovery, I'd like to use the particular subdomain word list, subdomain top, and now we can press enter. A lot of output. So it means that we need to put the filter to filter out the waste data. We can copy, and then we can paste in here, and HHW 968, press enter. Okay, immediately we can find the ERP subdomain, and similarly we need to put this or append this subdomain into the host file. ERP Doli THM, and tunnel to T and hosts. Okay, no problem. Now we can access this subdomain. However, forbidden. Next, we can use GoBuster to do the directory enumeration. GoBuster directory. Press enter. Yeah, a lot of output. So many. Website include security. So maybe we can access this one to see what it's about. Press enter. Yeah, we got some security policy of this deadly project. Now, the robots document holiday admin. We can access admin. Forbidden. So many output. But many of them from the status, we can know that many of the, or most of the discovered directories redirect to the corresponding, directories, right? So nothing useful. So next, I think we can use such a sprite because the information left by the author give us a hint. This machine has a lot to do with the ERP or CRM. So next we can use such a sprite to see Doli has vulnerability or not. So many. Actually, the Doli is ERP, CRM. And Authenticated, of course, at this moment, we don't know the exact version of the ERP or Doli. To save time, I'd like to try this one because this one is a scope of the version. So it can give us most possibilities where we can exploit this vulnerability, right? So we can copy and then we can use the same command. Paste in here. We can get out this exploit. This is not exploit code, but it's not anything but the instruction, the steps to reproduce the behavior and the bus install. So I think we need to, but earlier we didn't found the install directory, right? So maybe we can access this directory. No. Install forbidden. So maybe we can use GoBuster to do the deeper, because from the instruction of this exploit, first of all we need to find the fresh install page, right? And then we can click the next step for create example configuration file. And then we can send the request. Of course, we can use the Burp Suite to manipulate this request. So how to do? We can use ERP Doli THM and install share with the list Buster directory medium. Press enter. Yeah, give us the step 1. So maybe we can access step 1 PHP. However, we got this step 1 HTTP not found PHP. I forgot. So we got this one. So it's required field. So maybe this is not a fresh install page. We need to find the fresh install page first. And also this one. But how about this? We can copy and access this page. All right. If we scroll down to the bottom, we can know that we can begin our fresh install by click installed, right? So how to do? And we need to start. And of course, to manipulate or exploit this vulnerability, we need to make sure our MySQL service is running. Because as you can see here, if we want to exploit, yeah, we need to provide the credentials for the database. However, at this moment, or so far, we didn't get the credentials for the database, which is running on the target. So how to? Maybe we need to utilize the local MySQL service. So let me show you. First of all, we need to make sure that our MySQL service is running it's running. And also make sure we can access this service. Okay, this is MySQL database. So now we can go on, and here we need to change to our Kali Linux. Okay, and we need to create the database, and also we can put the password, any password, anything. And also, of course, here we need to provide our credentials for the database, which is running in the Kali Linux. Very important. And I think I've already configured properly. And in the meantime, we need to launch our Boba suite. Next, start. Proxy. All right. And then we can click next. And we need to, we need to replace the DB name. So how do we can copy? Which one? We can copy the DB name. This is the payload. Copy. Maybe we can note it down onto our notebook, and we can copy and if we configure our MySQL service properly, and then I think we'll no error coming back from the target. We can forward. I think failed to create a database. Saving parameters to this one. If database exists, go back and uncheck create database. So I think it's correct. So now if we access the earlier page, we can open up ERP Doli THM. So which one we can copy. Copy this page. Will not found. Interesting. Not found. Oh, sorry. I forgot to install. Maybe I can turn off the intercept. I think no error. Now if we pass the parameter or argument like CMD, who am I? No error, right? It means that this page can allow us to execute command. So next, what we are going to do next, we need to get initial foothold or run reversal command. And if we go back to the Pentesting monkey, we can copy and we can paste in here, and we need to change IP address to Kali Linux and the port number, and of course we need to make URL encoding, otherwise we cannot execute the command successfully. Okay, 555, and now we can use the website, this website, to encode. So for now, we just copy this command and go back. We can replace the who am I by our reversal command. We can press enter. As you can see, we can get the shell originated from the target. The Python import pty spawn. Next, we need to do some local enumeration. The 3 users. Permission denied. Permission denied. Which is fine. Now we need to, secrets. Permission denied. However, this one, www data, view me. I think that we should download this picture, right? And how to download. And we can set up another listener. Should be view me png. Press enter. Now we can use cat view me png tunnel. Oh, sorry. Cat view so the port number should be 66. Press enter. We have already downloaded this picture, and we can go to our working directory. So this is the word citrix. At this moment, we do not know what it means. Okay, so now we need to make further local enumeration. For example, the var, the log, go to the index, and go here. BK, very weird, right? And also the timestamp is 2021. And we can go in this directory, and we can cut out this file. Very big log. If we scroll up, and then you can find one log, which is very weird, or which is very different from others. Yeah, this one we can copy until here. It looks like this is a hex, a data we can copy, and then we can go to the here. Oh, I've already, of course, we can paste in here. First, we can select the option from the hex, and again the output or the result is base 64 encoded. So we can select base 64. We get another output. So just now we have already got the picture, and the picture, the word is citrix. Maybe this is the operation or algorithm, citrix. And we can decode. Okay, we got I think this should be the credential or the password. We can note down to our notebook. And from the prefix or from the first word, the letters, we can know that this password should belong to this user. Okay, so now I think we can log in or SSH to the target. So we can SSH and we can copy, because as you know, this user C3P0 and we can copy the password. Great, we are logged in. And now we need to do, we can cut out the node. Yeah, I love using a dictionary or multiple dictionaries of words in order to create my password. So of course, maybe this user used dictionary to generate the password. However, when I did the machine the first time, I failed to decrypt. Anyway, next we can upload the Limpia shell script to do the automatic enumeration. And we can copy from my two sets, Limpias, and then we can set up the web server on the Kali Linux. Now we can use wget Limpias, and we need to make it executable, and then we can run this shell script. When we try to elevate our privilege, in most cases, we need to utilize this script to do the automatic enumeration. And this script can help us a lot because it can enumerate a lot of different aspects about the target machine, like SUID, binary information, capabilities information, all right, it's done. Now we can scroll up to see whether we can find some vectors which allow us to elevate our privilege, right? So we can continue our scrolling until we can see the such vector. A lot of output from the Limpia shell script. Cron job information, even give us this one, inspect, process, so many local exploits. So maybe next we need to upgrade this shell to the metaparameter and then use the suggester to elevate our privilege. Let me show you. And we can open up another tab. We can use MS Vulnhub and the Linux x64 metaparameter reverse TCP host our Kali Linux. And port number, we need to use available port number on the Kali Linux. And the format is ELF. And ELF. After we create this payload, then we need to upload this payload to the target. Very straightforward, right? Met. And we need to make it executable. And we need to run this executable. Before we hit enter, we need to set up the handler first. We can use exploit multi-handler. And then we need to set the payload. The payload should be the same as this one when we create the payload. and we need to set localhost to our Kali Linux, set local port number to 888, and then we can run. The handler can start it without a problem. So now we can press enter to execute this payload. As you can see, we get the Metapret session. Wonderful. We can background this Metapret session, and then we can search suggester, and we can use this module, this post exploitation module, and then we can show options. So we need to set the session number to 1. Then we can run. So I think the biggest difficulty with this machine is how to exploit the command execution vulnerability. We need to set up the MySQL service locally, on the Kali Linux, and then we just, we can use Burp Suite to manipulate or modify the request header. So this is the key step in the entire process of penetration. The target is vulnerable. So I think there's some local. So maybe we can use this one because this one is vulnerable. We can copy. This module gets the high priority in comparison to other modules or discovered exploit module. So when it's done, and then we can continue our journey. Hopefully, we can use this module to elevate our privilege. We can show options. We need to set localhost to our Kali Linux. Set port number, another port number, available port number on the Kali Linux, and then we can run. It looks like it's working. Perfect. The Metapret session 2 opened, and this session should be owned by the root user or super user. Okay, so now I think we can, for example, we can get your ID, which is root, and also we can get the command shell session. We can navigate to root directory, and then we can get out the root flag. So that's pretty much it. I'd like to see you in the next one. Bye. Have a nice day.